What's up, guys? This is Coach Mike and this is Coach Ben.
Welcome to this week's weekly AMRAP. So I just got back from Boulder, Colorado. So every time I go there, it's really fun. I get to go to CrossFit Roots. I love that gym. The workout when I was there was 15-minute on the minute hang power clean. So it's just kind of interesting because it was meant to be technique work, right? So they made an emphasis that like the weight that we're going to basically record and your final weight is going to be what you did properly, right? So when I was doing it, I did a couple sets and I started getting a little heavier, but they started getting like really kind of messy at the end as I started getting real heavy in the last, especially the last couple minutes. So when we were at the end, when we were going over the workouts and putting the weights up, I didn't give them the weight that I actually lifted. I gave them the weight that I felt the best and most proficient at with the technique work for that day. So a lot of times people will lift these heavy weights and their form just completely crumbles, right? And I don't think that really counts. It's not like you really hit it, you know, like what's a 1 rep max? You know, like you can just sacrifice so much to do like a 1 rep max and, you know, pick up the heaviest weight and get this big PR on like a snatch or a clean, but your form is completely falling apart. Plus it's likely that you're not gonna be able to repeat that again. So if you're talking more of like 2 rep maxes or 3 rep maxes, then you know that you can probably do that weight again versus a 1 rep max that's a complete falling apart, and then you can never kind of repeat that. And plus you're putting yourself under a lot of extra stress, so you might get injured because you're trying to go for this 1 rep max, and when it really should be the focus on the technique work.
So there's this line between like practice and competition. Practice is like you're doing, you know, 50% of your max weight and you're only doing it, you know, once every minute, 2 minutes, and you're focusing nothing but technique. And that'll get you a lot of results. You'll be able to practice a lot of stuff, get better at little pieces. But at the same time, if you never really lift any weight, you're not really gonna create, you know, a physical adaptation. You're just kind of creating, you know, what we call neurological adaptations, or you're teaching your body what to do, but it's not getting stronger, or it's not learning how to move that, you know, a little bit of a heavier weight. That's kind of where competition comes in, where you see Olympic weightlifters, you know, you might see them in the world stage at the Olympics, and sometimes their technique falls apart just a little bit because now they're going for like weights they've never touched before. This is 99, 100% of their PR or even more. And so in the gym, we pretty much want to ride that line right in between those two. Unless we tell you, hey, I want you to absolutely go for a PR. We crank the music up, we're, you know, high-fiving, we're doing nothing but go for PRs. Most of the time, we're not really doing that. We're looking for what can you hit consistently with great technique, and that's you know, the story that Coach Ben is referring to at Roots. A lot of gyms will kind of promote that and staying in that 80, 85, 90% range, where that could go for 1 rep max lifts, that could go for, you know, your mile time. There should be a line between just practicing nothing but technique and then competing. And that's where we're going to see the most change, the most adaptation, most bang for your buck comes right in between those two.
A lot of people, you know, just go for, you know, they go for the 1 rep max and they're like, yeah, that's what I can pick up, and then, but you can't really repeat it. So I think a real true test of power is really doing like a 2 rep or a 3 rep, because then you know what you can do. And a lot of times, you know, people will refer to that 1 rep that they did that they was like a terrible form, like, you know, legs all wide, sideways, catching in front of your shoulders if it's a barbell move, like just something that's totally a mess, and they'll consider that their PR. But at the end of the day, like, it's all about what you can do today, right? And that's kind of like a big point I'm trying to make, I guess, is that it's really all about what you can do today. So it doesn't matter what you did 6 months ago, it doesn't matter what you did, you know, a year ago, whatever. It's all about what we can do today with our fitness under good technique. So it's about kind of reading the programming, putting your ego aside, and like did I want to be like, yeah, God, put me down for 250, like that's what I got, like, but it's not the point. Like, it's all about, it wasn't the intention of the workout. So I'm not doing myself any service. It doesn't matter about trying to get like the best score on the board or anything like that. It's just about doing what was right for me that day.
So some tips for you guys to try to get yourself a little bit closer to better technique while also in that, you know, 80-90% range. I was talking with somebody yesterday. We did back squats and front squats yesterday, and they were kind of upset that they didn't PR, right? But a tip for them would be like, did your technique get better? Did you feel stronger? Did you move the weight any faster? Were you able to do it without using a belt, where your knee's not caving in. There's all sorts of little tips that you can focus on. There's things that you can focus on other than just the number, right? So that's a huge piece. Knowing, if you're tired, say you did a workout beforehand or whatever, you don't always have to hit your PR.
So just make sure, guys, because form is one of the most important things. And make sure that's when like the magic really starts happening, when you can stay perfect form under like kind of get that intensity going and keep perfect form. That's where everything happens. All right, hope you liked that today. Thanks for listening to this week's AMRAP.
If you guys like that video, click down here to subscribe so you can get all of our other videos along the way.